We are just about ready to go here, though. We've got PMiller and PapaNug on the commentary for BunBun World, and you guys can take it away whenever you are ready.
Thanks,
I'll just be
Glitch.
back here reading some donations.
Awesome, man. Awesome. What's up? Welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm PMiller, and thank you, PapaNug, for dropping in to do commentary for me.
Hey, happy to help. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting run, and anyone else can do this too, but I'm going to be donating $5 for every death, or a minimum of $50. So hopefully raise a little bit more money here, so feel free to pitch in what you can. We're hoping for deathless, but we'll see what happens.
I do not recommend $5 a death. Just we're going to go ahead and put it out there, but also I'm not going to do Save File 3. If you don't know, that's very unlucky. Very unlucky. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm ready, man. So I'm going to go ahead and count it down and get started.
Would you like me to count it down?
Yeah, if you would like, that'd be fine.
All right, right before we do, we got $20 from Super Ben, who says, the underbun is the most sensitive part of the bun. Are you ready? On go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Swag coin get.
All right, well, this is BunBun World. I was able to interview CO Kadelic prior to this run, and I asked him a couple of questions. And the first question I asked him was how long it took him to develop and what inspiration he drew from. And it took him about a year to make this whole hack. And so it just shows the effort that everyone puts into making really awesome content for the Super Mario World community. And so this is the first level. It's pretty basic in terms of tech that's used. The one interesting thing is that there is a secret exit. So you see that P-Miller's grabbed the key, and he's going to be escorting this key all the way to the checkpoint, the midway H, where he'll be able to clip through the floor to access the secret exit. There are 19 exits in this hack, and P-Miller will only be playing 12 of them. That is the 80% good ending category. Originally it was 13 exits, but we'll showcase a skip that P-Miller had found, eliminating one of the exits needed to beat the game.
Yo, Cosmic Trash Panda donates $5, says, let's go P-Miller. Darkenine with $20, even more sensitive than the regular part of the bun. And Shellbird with another $20, let's go P, save the princess, but die a few times to let Nug play.
Thank you guys for all those donations. Glitch, have you been able to play this hack at all?
I have played this one.
And what were your thoughts of it?
I liked it. I'd have to check my list of Kaizo clears to see my thoughts. I did enjoy this. I've been meaning to go back and kind of replay a bunch of ones that I enjoyed, but this one I thought was very nice and fun.
Yeah, it definitely has a lot of interesting level designs that we'll showcase later on. And definitely stands out in my mind as one of those, easier but definitely unique hacks.
Man, I just really like to support Direct Relief.
Direct Relief. That's right. Yo, and speaking of supporting Direct Relief, we've got $20 from Spud, our good homie, who says, really loving this event. Yo, good luck, P-Miller. You got this.
And fun fact, Spud actually has the world record in this category with 24 minutes and 9 seconds, where P-Miller's right behind him at 24:23. This is the second level. This is actually a really interesting level, in my opinion. I was able to play test this prior to the launch of the hack, and the layer 3 water was something that I had asked CO Kadelic about as well. And he had mentioned that there were warnings on Super Mario World Central saying that to not use layer 3 water because it can break the background. And so he got a little bit creative, a little bit curious, and tried it out, and it ended up allowing with these platforms to rise and fall, as you see on the screen, and create a really unique experience for the player that I haven't seen in a lot of hacks.
So when the camera moves, the water comes up, and it occupies that lower portion of the screen, and that's what moves the platforms up, too, because they just float on it. That's really creative. Yo, hey, No, Yump, that's okay, because a loaf of butts donates $20 with no message, but I think the name says it all.
All right, we'll be coming up to the third level here shortly. This has another secret level in it, and throwbacks to the first run of the day. We've nicknamed this level Little Harkness. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong one. This is a 6-screen castle. Excuse me. Again, very standard in terms of the tech that's used. Just 6 screens to get through. But there's a checkpoint after each level, so a death isn't too costly.
Yeah, that's one really nice thing about these little individual room castles is that none of the stuff you have to do at once is like very costly in terms of time. You guys are asking in chat how much Direct Relief gets for $1. It is more than $1, but I don't want to say the wrong number, so I'm not entirely sure. But through the deals that Direct Relief has with other organizations, $1 donated to them has more buying power than $1 does, substantially more. I'm not exactly sure, and I don't want to say the wrong number, but yeah, your $1 is worth a lot more to Direct Relief than just $1. And yeah, 100% of the donations and bits and everything today during the marathon are going to Direct Relief, so you can be sure that your money's going to the right place.
Went for the swag kill there as well.
Nice little swag clip in there. I like that. I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, now we're at Little Harkness.
Now it's Little Harkness with the secret exit. So this exit's pretty interesting. You'll see PMiller go to a certain area in the level and die. He has to hit a particular block with this spring in order to create the entry point for the secret exit. So now at the beginning of the level, you'll see this pipe, which he can then enter to access the secret exit. It's a pretty interesting concept. Now it's just a Mecha Koopa escort to the end of the level. PMiller does things a little bit differently. At the end, he clips the Mecha Koopa in to a little area that has typically a lotus, and then uses the key jump to get up to access the exit earlier.
Nice moves. Yo, Brad Brains with $2. Good luck, PMiller. Your hard work pays off, and congrats on your BunBun vacation after this run. Facebug with a $20. PMiller tough. PMiller strong.
So this level has ice physics in it, and it's momentum-based physics as well. So PMiller will be continuing his momentum throughout most of the level, and trying to keep Big Mario as long as possible. So.
This is an ice level, right? Yeah, every surface in an ice level will just act like it's slippery.
Correct. Not too much to explain in terms of the tech, but again, it's just showcasing Psychodelic's dedication that he put into this hack and the time and effort. Everything was really planned and thought out pretty well. Again, a damage boost section. Just really interesting concepts. Nothing that's too crazy or anything like that, but a lot of fun to play and to watch too.
Well, looks like people are having fun because Big Eye donates $10 that just says P.
Thank you for all your support with Direct Relief, guys. It really means a lot to the charity and to everybody. So thank you.
Yeah. We've got some info in chat. $50 in aid for each dollar spent, which is really, really amazing. So take our total and multiply it by 50, and that's the buying power that we've already raised for Direct Relief. It's pretty astronomical.
All right. So PMiller will be now heading into a level that we've nicknamed Wiggler Butts. And there will be wigglers dropping from the top of the screen that PMiller will have to jump off of, and they can be a little bit jank. So we're hoping for one Wiggler Butts here, guys. One Wiggler Butts coming up.
I heard Eldad call this trick jank, and it made me so happy.
Yeah, Wigglers are pretty strange. I think in the vanilla game they never fell off a ledge. So when they do, they kind of have this odd hitbox where if you contact them sort of in the middle, you'll just sort of teleport and bounce all the way up and get a high hit off of them. It's kind of weird. but you see it in a bunch of hacks. First time I saw it was in Nexus's Glitch Cat world.
And we go 2 Wiggler butts. Not bad at all. So that is pretty good. Once we get through this checkpoint here, PMiller has a skip with the Lakitu here. So conventionally, you're supposed to use that Spiny to spin jump across and keep the Lakitu alive. PMiller kills the Lakitu and then waits here for a respawn to save just a little bit of time and access the cloud a little bit early. So there's a
this is not an Eldad cloud. If he did not move quick, it would expire.
Correct. So here's the fake exit. If you get that exit, you will die. And we got the 1-up swag. So GG's on that.
Cotton Candy Castle. Oh. Really like the aesthetics here.
I was just going to call that out. The aesthetics are definitely unique, and most people love them. Some people tend to hate them, but it's definitely unique. And same with the just the level design in general matches the aesthetics in terms of unique gameplay. So it's overall just the theme throughout the hack is just unique and a little bit different and a little bit creative, and it's a breath of fresh air in the Kaizo community for sure.
We have $10 from Darkenine, who says 1 Wiggler, 2 Wiggler butts, $5 US for charity for each Wiggler, medical medicine. That didn't sound like the count at all. I retract my statement.
So a lot of vanilla gameplay in this hack for sure. Not a lot of chocolate involved. Good getting in that up height. That can be trolly sometimes. Now we have a vertical scrolling section. PMiller likes to play it a little bit safe towards the end. We'll see if he still does that here. You have to bounce off the blarg and just clips into the lava. So we'll retry that, but the safer strat, there's a quicker strat where you can just jump straight in and go a little bit faster, but PMiller likes to take it a little bit slower, which is typically safer. So.
Bad Abs donates $4.20. This isn't normal PapaNug commentary. Dan's game. Hi, P. You got this. And welcome to the raid. Thank you so much, Tofu. It's good to see you.
All right, so here's the slower part that PMiller likes to take. He likes to wait for that blarg to come back and get in that pipe, so that's great. Again, deaths aren't too punishing in these castle levels because there are checkpoints at the end of each section. So it's good that you don't have to play the entire level again.
I really like the spring being pushed up on that Layer 2 skewer. That's a neat touch.
Yeah, there's just those little things that you might not even notice your first playthrough that CO's done really well and create a really unique experience. You'll see PMiller take a death here in this boss fight. That is intentional. It creates pretty much 99% of the time the same pattern, which is left, left, right for the Wendy fight here.
Ooh, and the levitation trick at the end. I like that. I'm loving the purple lava emotes in chat. It's lovely.
And if you're kind of new to Kaizo and you're watching and you've seen like Shell's Retriever and your chain reaction, anything, that's so crazy. Like here's a very beginner-friendly hack. Doesn't ask you to do any crazy item abuse, any crazy ASM. I myself only have been playing for a few months, so I mean anybody can get into Kaizo if you want.
I think in general it's a little bit better to run the easier hacks, because you can be more sure of yourself, where like you can mostly get through that deathless. I've always found the slightly easier ones kind of get run more heavily than some really hard stuff.
So here we'll see a cape level, and after PMiller's playing of Grand Prix World 2, he's found a new respect for how easy this is comparatively. So he'll be just, again, using minor cape tech to get through this level, avoiding these death munchers, which will kill you in one hit. And he'll be getting through this exit hopefully pretty soon here.
I like if you jump through that semi-solid, you don't die, but you just have to go back to the start and try again. It's kind of a nice way to punish you without actually killing the player.
But in the speedrun, it's just as deadly.
Yeah, true. That's the thing about speedruns is, like, you know, even with the retries and stuff, like, yeah, you have a retry, you have a checkpoint, but don't ever use it.
Exactly.
And that trick we've seen before that PMiller just did, where you're big Mario and you crouch into a space that only small Mario can fit and you spin jump, that's a vanilla mechanic. It actually will send you through the floor like you see, and that's a very good way to have a power-up gate, ensuring that when you design the level that your player keeps their power-up to that spot, because they'd have to be big to clip through the floor like that.
And here's a little bit of a troll. If you spin jump down there, you will not have enough height to get through to that next platform. So typically in a first playthrough, that's what happens. But that's GG's on that level for sure. Great job.
Cape.
All right, we're coming up to a water level now. Everyone's favorite, breathtaking. You're breathtaking. This is kind of a homage to, God, I wish I could pronounce it in Grand Prix World 2, but Fear of Drowning and Fear of Water. You'll notice in the timer that there's not a lot of time left, and it's because Mario will drown, so the player has to like optimize their movement, not only in the speed run, but just in casual play as well, to ensure that they get to either the checkpoint or the end of the level with enough time left. So.
It's a kind of a cool take on a water level. Most water levels are very slow, and kind of forcing like a fast route can tend to make what would otherwise be a slow water level more interesting and just quicker to play overall.
Definitely, and that just speaks to, again, just how CO just made such a unique experience for the player, for sure. This is a Yoshi Escort right here. Again, piggybacking on what GlitchCat just said, the speed of the level definitely picks up with item swimming versus just normal swim. So if you're new to Mario tech in general, when you're holding an item, the swim tech is a little bit different, and the player moves faster laterally, but slower horizontally. So, slower vertically. So once you get the Yoshi here, you're able to pick up this shell and fire it off at these little fish to clear a pathway for the player to damage boost with Yoshi to get into the pipe.
Nice.
And plenty of time left. Coming into this next level, a lot of rope, kind of an Ultra Star-esque level with the background in general, and just the platforms and the ropes and the jumping. Very fun, fast-paced level for sure. And there is a troll at the end that PMiller will hopefully avoid, which is a theme throughout all Kaizo and this hack in particular. So.
It's fun how even knowing the troll sometimes can't save you from it.
Definitely. It can be a disadvantage too, because you're thinking about it.
And shoutouts to Moon Theme.
Yeah, the aesthetics in this hack are just beautiful. And the some
That's
music.
a cool little
too,
trick
I mean.
right there. By holding the rope when it falls, he was able to clip through the floor there. I think that's a vanilla property, but it never like shows up in the vanilla game.
I think you're right.
Yo, Microwave Brother donates $20, just a little more because of this Sio PapaNug PMiller combo.
Thank you for all
Combo.
your generosity. You guys have been so generous. It's been awesome to see. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're decidedly killing it, y'all. It's pretty great.
So as PMiller said, there's not a lot to there's the troll right there. If you hesitate at all at the end of that level, that platform will pick you up, scoop you up, and drop you into the munchers. So that's no good. So he avoided that, which was excellent.
We've got $50 here from a friend I think we'll recognize, Mr. Mighty Mouse. Shoutouts to PMiller and all the commentators for killing it. No, you.
So here's an interesting level. The blocks, once you activate them, will eat themselves and go away. So the player needs to know where to go and how to manipulate these blocks to get through the level. And it's no issue for someone who's played the game before, but can trip people up the first time they play.
Yeah, I'd really like to see the creating, eating block snakes take a little bit more prominence in Kaizo because there's so many interesting things you can do with them. They will only eat brown blocks, but then once they're going, they'll just eat up whatever is in their way. You see how it eats that spike? Any block, it'll just chomp it right up like a hungry cat.
Which again just speaks to the creativity that CEO put in this, and just the planning and the work and the effort. He did an excellent job making this hack, as do all creators. So just shout outs to anyone who's thought about or even started or has completed a hack. You guys are awesome. This is a long snake escort here that PMiller's doing a great job of doing. He's going to use this spring to access the end of the level here. A big favorable door for the player, which is always great.
The long door.
Here's again a unique boss. So if you've dropped down prior to defeating the Resnors, you will effectively lose a place to land and we'll have to fight the boss again. So PMiller did a great job of juggling that around there and defeating the Resnors.
Yeah, that block creating eating object is actually a sprite, so it would be affected when all sprites at the end of that get destroyed.
And that's actually the bad ending right there of the game as far as speedrunning it goes. And then for a good ending, we have one more exit to go with an interesting skip to come.
Yes, we've named it thus the PMiller switch skip. As he was the one who found this here for a good ending, any percent.
Well, right before we get into this last level, Marciagas donates $1.02, says Dakula wants memes. Can't argue with that. And we've reached 222.
So you'll notice that PMiller had gone through the hack collecting switch palaces, but he neglected one of them. He was able to discover that you could skip that last one and still jump to the end and make it on that little platform in front of the door. And I talked to CEO about that, and he had left that in for level design, just to test out the level, and didn't even know he tested the other two switches, but not that one. And accidentally and incidentally left it in there. So it was a good find, but he definitely said in the next one he's going to make sure that there's nothing like that.
Also, that's a cool trick. Getting on the net and then hitting the rotating thing that puts you behind the net, and when you're behind the net, you can actually pass by those statues and other sprites. I'd like to see a little more usage of the behind the net. We've seen that in this hack and some of Morsel's creations as well.
So you also noticed that there was a 2 above the door that PMiller entered or used to enter this room. There are a couple different levels per room that the player can choose to go through. PMiller takes a slightly slower route than world record. He comments that his controller isn't the best with his D-pad, so he feels more comfortable with the cape room coming up here than he does the water room, which is why he uses the rooms that he does. But there are two rooms. The first 2 rooms are player select, and then there's a mandatory room. Then there's another player select room, and then another mandatory room.
Kind of shout outs to 1,000 Halls in Grand Prix World 2.
More doors, favorable doors. We like that. So again, PMiller selected this room. The first 2 rooms that he selected were faster than the other 2 rooms, but after the mandatory room, he'll select a slightly slower room that he is more consistent with.
Oh, nice. Carrying the Mecha Koopa and getting it to wake up right at that moment. Mecha Koopas do respawn, so escorting them can be kind of dangerous.
So here's the first of the 2 mandatory rooms. Auto-scroller, again, a lot of vanilla tech in terms of platforming. But the aesthetics are just beautiful.
Yeah, I always really like it when hacks can make the levels look like a cool physical environment. You know, having atmosphere is really important. I think Seka nailed it here.
Well, I think I'm going to be donating a little bit more than $50 today, but that's all right. It's all for charity, so that's good.
Yeah, that $50 can buy a whole lot more of medical medicine through Direct Relief, the best charity in the whole world. Really like the usage of Fire Flower with the fast auto scroll. And yo, was that an unintended pipe entry?
No, that was intended.
Okay, it looked like he took a little bit of damage early on, but managed to save it. Either way, great room.
So here's the cape level I was talking about earlier. Again, it's about maybe 7 or 10 seconds slower than the other room that the player can select. That world record does use. However, again, PMiller feels a little bit more comfortable with this room with the inputs based on his controller and just player skills. So he selects this room for playing. And world record is not optimized, so it's not required yet to take the other room. And the player moves too fast, they will be moved up into that no good area. Now, this is probably the toughest room in the castle. It's a long level that's pretty unforgiving. So, PMiller's gonna typically does really well on this level, so we're gonna hope that he continues to do that here. A lot of tight platforming, manipulating these thwomps as well as the snakes here to cooperate and get the player into the door as quick as possible, which he seemed to have done. So that was great. GG's on that level. Now we're coming up to the final boss.
Yeah, cool use of those Koopa tapestries too. You see them in the vanilla Bowser Castle in vanilla Mario World. Good use of them to kind of obscure the environment or hide something behind it.
And I do love this, that it's almost a continuation off the last level. The way that this level's built off of. So it's very cool. Just again adds the fluidity and the continuity to the hack, and just creates a great player experience. We're coming in with the Bowser fight here. It's a little bit different than vanilla, but you also see that it's somewhat similar. After this Mecha Koopa phase, once Bowser comes back, Peach will, instead of throwing out a mushroom, she'll throw out a disco shell, which the player will use to destroy the bowling balls, just to give PMiller a little bit extra breathing room.
Bowser is very excited that we have raised 2 for Hack Attack. That's why he's moving so fast.
So I did not know that disco shells could destroy the bowling balls, but this is for the first time I'd seen it happen. So also just people are discovering new ways sprites interact and new tech in the game that's over 30 years old. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's interesting how we can use ROM hacks to take things that were never together in the vanilla game, put them together, and have it still work somehow. That's pretty crazy.
It is.
I just want to say thanks to everybody that donated in general, and specifically during my run. Shout out to everybody. That's amazing.
Charity hype. So this phase, I believe, is just 100% vanilla.
Simulated danger for maximum chat experience. And that's time.
Nice job.
GG's.
Right, excellent, guys. Very, very good. Don't forget, let everybody know where they can find you on Twitch, and shout out any friends that you wanted to shout out, haven't got a chance to yet.
Thanks everybody. Like I said, that donated, like Mighty Mouse and Microwave Brother. Shout outs to Bad Ab Spud, all the regulars, to CEO for making the game, and all the people that kind of got me into Kaizo. It's so cool that you guys put an event on. Because I kind of got into Kaizo from watching, GDQs and Pooh Bear and people like that. So just want to thank everybody for kind of supporting and hanging out. And we'll run through these credits, and there's pretty much everybody in the community. So you might see yourself if you're in chat. Keep your eyes open.
Well, while we're shouting out, we got a donation for you from Darkanine, $20 P. Massive shout outs for a great run and for the amount of time and effort you've put into running this game. Love, your favorite, Arcanine. Message deleted.
Yo, thank you so much. And shout outs to twitch.tv/PapaNug for jumping in. I know he's not feeling too good and he's away for the holidays, but he still made some time for us. So thank you, man.
Hey, thank you for having me, and shout outs to Glitchcat. Thank you so much for helping us out and putting this on, and everyone at ROM Hack Races, and Direct Relief too. It's a really important charity, really great charity, and anyone who's donated or can't donate but wants to, or just is even here, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, and if you like what you saw in BunBun, I believe that CEO Cadelic's pretty far along in BunBun too.
Oh, shout outs to CEO, of course. The dude's amazing.
Yeah, thanks again, everybody, and welcome to the stream. It's run so smoothly. it's been awesome. Thank you guys all so much for being here.
Well, thank you guys so much for running. Thanks for showing off the credits. We have got more coming up, dude. This is a marathon. We're going to be going all day. So coming up next in just a little bit, we have got Backwards Mario World. It is a race. Zovermillion versus Ninja Lifestyle. 100%. Backwards Mario World by West Slasher. Going to be a good one. Stick around, and we will be back soon with another great run.